Have you ever opened your blog, scrolled through old posts, and thought to yourself, I should really update some of these, but then you immediately feel stuck? You don't know where to start. You don't know what matters. And suddenly updating content feels heavier than actually just creating a new blog post. We get it. Today, we want to show you a single fast check that you can run using data that you already have to decide whether a post is worth your time before you touch a single word.
Welcome to today's training, the fastest way to tell if a blog post is worth updating. If you've been blogging for any length of time, it's going to sound familiar, okay? You published a lot of content. Some posts used to perform well, some never really took off, and some are just sitting there.
And every time someone says update old content, you're left wondering which posts actually matter, which updates are going to move the needle, which ones are just going to burn time. Today, we're simplifying that decision for you. We're going to make it easy.
So what are you going to learn today? You're going to learn why updating content feels harder than writing new posts. The one common mistake that most bloggers make when choosing which posts to update. One simple data check that tells you if a post has real potential. How to stop updating based on guesses and feelings. Remember, we don't feel here, we know. And finally, why prioritization matters more than effort.
So here's what you're going to walk away with. A clear way to decide yes or no on updates. You're going to walk away with relief from feeling like everything needs fixing. You're going to walk away with one practical action that you can take today, immediately when you're done. And you're going to walk away with confidence that your time is being spent on the right things. I almost choked.
Right? Before we dive into all of that great stuff, I want you to go ahead and text the word update to 251-644-6701 so that you can get your free printables that can help you actually put all of these things into action. Okay? So, The number one mistake that bloggers make with content updates is, drum roll please, treating all posts equally. Most bloggers do this. They look at their archive, they see dozens or hundreds or thousands of posts, and they assume, if I just update enough of these, traffic is going to grow. So they randomly pick posts, they start rewriting intros and metas, they swap out images, they add sections, they tweak keywords inside of Yoast, right?
And after all of that work, nothing meaningful changes or happens. Not because updates don't work, but because not every post deserves the attention, and the attention needs to be done in different ways for each post, right?
So the truth here is content updates are not about effort. They're about prioritization. I feel like SpongeBob. Imagination, prioritization. The fastest wins come from posts that already have signals. Do more of what's working. Like I feel like me and Crystal can't say that enough. Do more of what's working. The fastest wins come from posts that already have signals, not posts that are invisible. So this is where that simple check comes in.
So the one simple check using data that you already have, here's what you're going to do. Before you update a post, just ask one question. Is this post already getting impressions in Search Console? No clicks, no rankings, not page one, just impressions, because impressions mean that Google understands the topic.
Yes, and impressions mean that the post is being shown for real searches. And it means that there is an existing relevance to build on. No impressions equals no traction. And no traction usually means the topic's not aligned or the post just hasn't earned enough trust yet. Both are much harder fixes. So we ignore those for a little bit, right? We want to do the others.
Right.
Why do impressions matter more than what most people think?
Yeah, a post with impressions is like a door that's already cracked open. It tells you that the topic has demand, and that's important. Nobody wants to sit and write about things that no one's looking for. It also tells you that Google already sees the post as a candidate, and small improvements can create outsized results. So it's working smarter instead of so hard, right? A post with 0 impressions is starting from scratch. And that's not where updates are going to happen. Like, that's not where you're going to get the quick traction from, right? It's not going to be fast and it's not going to be easy. All right.
So, what does this look like in practice? Let's say you have 2 posts. Post A has 4,000 impressions in Search Console. It has low clicks, and you're ranking maybe on page 2, 3, heck, even 4. Post B has 12 impressions, has no rankings, has no visibility. Crystal?
Yep. Most bloggers feel tempted to fix post B because it feels neglected. But post A is actually the opportunity. And why is that? Because you're not convincing Google from 0. You're refining something that already works a little. So, why updating feels overwhelming? Number 1, there are too many choices. When everything feels like it needs work, nothing feels clear, and some of us get that analysis paralysis. We don't know what to do.
Yeah, decision overwhelm, same concept. Number 2, emotional attachment to your old content. You remember how much effort went into those posts, but effort doesn't equal opportunity. And number 3, there's no clear filter. Without a decision rule, every post feels like a maybe. The impression check removes that ambiguity.
Yep. So here's the reframe. You are not failing your blog by not updating every single thing. You are actually protecting your time because you're focusing on posts with existing demand and you're focusing on posts that can realistically improve. These are posts that support your long-term content direction, right? This is smart. This is strategic. And that is how you build momentum. That's what I was trying to say earlier. You're building momentum. This is how you build momentum.
So here's your key takeaway. If you listen to nothing else today, I want you to listen to this and then in a minute into your action. Okay. Key takeaway. The fastest way to know if a blog post is worth updating isn't a content audit spreadsheet. It's not an expensive content audit from experts out there. It's not even a full SEO overhaul. It is one simple signal, one question. Is Google already showing this post to people? If yes, refine it. If no, move on for now.
And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, but I'm not sure which posts those are, that's completely normal because once you open Search Console, you're suddenly looking at a ton of data. It's like a sea of data in there, and prioritizing becomes a real challenge. And that's not something that most bloggers should be solving alone. We're here to help you.
This is true. Inside our 6-figure mastermind, it's something that we can work through together from critiques to office hours, right? So during office hours with Crystal and Kelly, and during your monthly check-ins and during your critiques that you can submit, we help members.
Yep. We help them identify which posts are worth updating. We help them identify and decide which ones not to touch. We help them focus on changing what actually matters so that they're not guessing. So you're not guessing. So you're not wasting time on the wrong posts.
So this week, here's your action. Do this. Open your Google Search Console. Number 2, go to the Pages report. Don't even worry about the dates. Dates don't matter at this point. Just go to Pages. So click from queries to pages. Sort those by impressions with the largest number of impressions on top, and then pick a post in there with consistent impressions, but a higher position and a lower click. So a bigger position number is what I mean, not a better position. So higher than the number 10. Write down, what is the post already ranking for? If you click it and then go back over to queries, you can see what search intent is it serving, which means the post itself should be serving what? Those top queries, and the post itself should match. And then one improvement that could increase the clarity there. So if the post itself doesn't really match those top queries, there's a clarity issue, right? That's it. No overhaul, no pressure, just intentional progress.
Yep. Updating content isn't about fixing every single thing. It's about knowing what's worth fixing. When you use data to decide first, content updates stop feeling overwhelming and they start to finally feel strategic. And if you want help prioritizing those updates across your site, that's exactly the kind of work that we do together inside our mastermind, inside 6-figure. We do it live with guidance so that you're not carrying the decisions alone. So don't forget, text the word update to 251-644-6701. When you send that word via text, if you don't get the printable, that means that you've D&D'd us. So here's what you need to do to fix that. Text the word start. Only the word start. If you add any more words to it, it's not going to work. Wait about 10, 15 seconds, then text the word update, and you should start getting our printables again. It should automatically send it to you. This is the only way that you're going to get our printables. We don't hand them out any other way. So if you want them, you've got to follow this process. All right. Just remember, you're not behind. You just need clearer signals. Okay. You need a smarter way to do this and a smarter filter. And you really need another pair of eyes. And that's what we're here for. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.